Hi there, welcome to Feel Empowered Every Day. I am Elle Hart, and I am here to give you a quick overview of what it will be like to have a clarity consultation with me. So first of all, if you are an individual or a couple coming to me, then we will have a conversation to determine if we're a good fit. I explain a little bit more about what I do. I want to hear from you in terms of what it is you're looking for, why you reached out, those types of things. If you are with an organization, I will work with the point person first. They will experience a clarity consultation on their own and then determine from there what it looks like for the rest of the organization. So then the next step from there is you go online to a third-party website to take an assessment. And this can be done on your own, and you can send me the results, or I can give you the link and a code. You can purchase it through me. I don't upcharge. I only cover my costs in providing this assessment link for you to be able to go on and take it. Now, with this assessment, you have two options when you take it. You can get just a portion of the results, which is what most organizations offer, or you can get all of the results. And that's what I require when you're going to work with me. So at any rate, however it looks for you through your organization, through yourself, or through me, we need to make sure that you have the full 34. So you will go onto this website, you will create an account, you will take your assessment. It takes about 45 minutes. I send you directions and tips for that ahead of time, and then I will get the results. The only thing I need is this one sheet right here that comes on the full 34 results. So you'll get all kinds of reports and everything. You can read through it if you want. You can leave it alone until we meet. It's completely up to you. But this is the only page that I need right here. And then what I do is I go through this with you, and we determine, first of all, in your top 10 of these traits. Now, these traits right here, there's 34 of them. Every single one of us use every single one of those traits, but we all use them differently. And we know that because no two people on the face of the earth will ever have the same results. So what each trait means, not the definition, but what it means for you is something different based on what other strengths are around it, where the other traits fall. That's going to determine what that trait means for you, and that's what we dive into. But to start, we talk about in the top 10, how many of each fall within each of these four dominant domains. Since there's a lot of information right here to think about and take in, it's often easier to start with those four dominant domains because each one of these strengths falls into each one of those four categories or one of them. So for like instance on here, there's 4 relationship building, 4 influencing, 1 executing, and 1 strategic thinking. So we talk about what does that mean for this person in terms of just those dominant domains to start out. And that gives you just a real brief go-to overview before you start diving into what all of the individual traits mean. So after we've done that, and we talk about that, then we go through each one of these top 10. And what I do is I talk to you about what it is of that trait. Again, the meaning for you, what it means, what to lean into. Here is how it's your gift. Here is how you are unlike anybody else in this world and what you can offer to people. But, and here's where the growth comes in. Here's what to be mindful of, because each trait, if it's used in a certain way, can cause you problems or can be a sticking point between you and somebody else. And those things come very natural for you, and you might not realize, like, I don't understand what the problem is with this other person because you're just going about life the way that you know how. But To somebody else, it may present in a different way. So we talk about that. We talk about the things to lean into and to be proud of, and the things to watch out for and be mindful of for each one of these. And I often refer to that as the bridges and the tunnels to each one of the traits. So we do that for the top 10 and the bottom 5. Now, real quick, these bottom are not weaknesses. Yes, this is all referred to as strengths. And of course, when you think strength, you think weakness. But that's not how we view the bottom 5. If you think of this as more of a continuum as to what comes most naturally to you to least naturally. So in the bottom, all that does is represent the things that the way you do not naturally go about things. And like for here, competition, that is all about comparison. So on this one, we would talk about the fact that it does not come naturally to you to compare yourself to other people, but you're going to, because we're human and we use all of these. So what that tells you is when you do start comparing yourself to somebody else, you know that that's going to cause you stress. You're going to go into self-doubt mode, and it's not going to serve you well, and it isn't going to serve the people around you well either. So now you can be more mindful and realize when I start comparing myself to other people, I know that is a no-go zone for me, and I am much better off when I present myself and go about life in these top strengths instead, which are more natural for me and bring me the best way that I can feel, the best way that I can go about life and present myself and do things and handle what comes at me. So we tend to drop in those bottom strengths a lot when we're stressed. And then this will give you that extra bit of information. If you're wondering, like, I don't understand why I'm so stressed all the time. I don't understand what's going on. Life is good. Why do I feel this way? This can give you information on that and shed some light as to what that might be. So that's the individual clarity consultation. Now, when we move into a correlation, which means you're working with somebody else, and this can be in your personal life or professional life, some people do both. What I do is all 34 of these traits, I go side by side with each person. So for instance, here, empathy is number 1. So for this person, we have empathy number 1. For somebody else, it might be 26. What does that mean for the two of you when you're working together, when you're living together, when you're growing together, trying to take on a project, whatever it is that you're doing? All 34 of those traits we go through, and we line up and see where each of them fall for you and what does that mean? How can you work better together? How can you understand one another on a deeper level so that you don't get so frustrated, you don't get so annoyed, because it's human nature to want people to do things the same way that we do. And that's not going to happen. We all have our own personal process in the way that we go through life. And the more you understand your own and you can understand somebody else's, the better off you're going to be in terms of getting along better and feeling much more successful in what it is that you're trying to accomplish individually and collectively. So I hope this cleared up what a clarity consultation brings for you. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to meeting you soon.